Hi everyone, I'm True Soul, and this is another Star Wars Black Series update video. So yeah guys, as usual, I'm trying to do more videos where I accumulate a certain amount of new figures for my collection, and then I share those action figures with you and, you know, share my updated display with you guys. Now I got some more Star Wars Black Series action figures here. Some of them are a little bit newer, some of them are a little bit older. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into the update. Now today I have 5 new Star Wars Black Series action figures for my collection here. Got Hondo, Erso, Supreme Leader Snoke, a Praetorian Guard, I think I said that right, and Zalbar. I also think I did not say that right, so let me know down in the comments below. But we're gonna go ahead and get started with one of my newest action figures, the Erso. Now, I've been playing around with this new figure for a while now. For those of you who don't know, Hasbro re-released the Rogue One wave with most of the heroes that, you know, we saw from Rogue One, like Erso, Cassian Andor, like that, and gave him a couple of reworks, and this is the new reworked Erso. Now, what I mean by rework is mostly the face, which I'm already looking at right now. It does look better than my old one that I have. I don't have the old one to compare it to, because once I was able to secure this one from Hasbro Pulse, I went ahead and got rid of the other one. I know, not very professional. I probably should have kept it to do a comparison, but I was like, yeah, that old one, get it out of here. And this one does look pretty cool. As usual, you know, when it comes to Star Wars Black Series faces, a lot of the times the faces look really shiny, and sometimes they don't look as good under certain lighting, and I'm kind of getting that from this Erso action figure. It feels like the more light that's shining directly on her face, the weirder she looks. But she looks good enough. I do remember that old Erso face, and I really do believe that this is an upgrade to that. But other than that, I think everything else, from the articulation to the design of the character, is pretty much what you get if you have that older Erso, other than the new face. Now, she does come with the hood that the older Erso came with, and there's something kind of odd about this action figure. Whenever I open it up, I don't know if you guys can see it under this lighting, but the neck is a much lighter color than the skin tone of like her face and hands. I'm pretty sure that's some type of defect. For any of you guys that have this new Erso, let me know if the neck is kind of discolored on yours too. It's kind of hard to see it again in this lighting, but I actually have it in hand and it looks a little weird. It doesn't look too weird on camera right now. I just thought that was something that, you know, I should bring up. But other than that, a really good, decent redo on this Erso. And just for comparison, this is the new Erso next to the new updated Chirrut Imwe and the old, not updated K2SO. I don't have a problem with my K2SO, so I'm probably not gonna get that other one unless I just want another Imperial like droid, and maybe I could darken them up a little bit. But it looks pretty cool and pretty well proportioned, because K2SO is pretty tall compared to most of the other characters in the cast. But all in all, a nice Erso and a good addition to my collection. Now let's go ahead and move on to my next action figure. Alright, the next figure we have here is Hondo, which I believe is based off of the Galaxy's Edge version. For those of you who don't know, I believe that there is a like alien animatronic Hondo at the resort, and I think that's the one that this is based off of, because I noticed whenever I got it, there was like a Galaxy's Edge little sticker on the packaging. So I think that this was a figure that if you actually went to Galaxy's Edge, you could get it. I got mine off of eBay because I remember they had like a 3-pack with Hondo, Rey, and Chewie, but that was kind of pricey and I didn't feel like getting those other characters. So I finally found a Hondo that they were selling by himself and got him. I do like the overall look of this Hondo. I don't know why, but for me, I just feel like the arms are a little on the long side, and that makes him look a little weird to me. But other than that, I really do like the look of this Hondo a lot. And this is probably going to be my definitive Hondo for the shelf. Very nice addition to my collection. Let's go ahead and move on to the next figure. Now this next figure I mostly bought because of the accessory that he comes with, and that is this Supreme Leader Snoke. Now for those of you out there who can probably guess, I got him because I wanted the chair. Now, yeah, I could have just bought the chair by itself, but I actually also got Snoke for a stop motion idea that I'm working on. For those of you who've been watching my channel for a while now, I'm doing this stop motion series called Toy Tournament, and I had an idea for Snoke, so he's going to be in a later stop motion that I'm filming. But after that, I'm not really going to need Snoke himself, so after that I might just end up getting rid of him and just keeping the chair. Now the chair is a little bit thinner than I thought it was going to be, but there are some action figures that can fit in there other than Snoke. As for the Snoke action figure himself, I mean, it looks pretty good, pretty accurate to how he looked in The Last Jedi, but not really a whole lot I have to say about him. His articulation's pretty decent. His weird, wonky looking neck and, deformed, face and everything, pretty accurate. The cloth piece is, I believe, an entirely separate piece, and you can take that off if you want to. I'm not going to do that because no one wants to see Snoke without his robe on. In the end, mostly got it for the chair. I think in my display, once I have no further use for Supreme Leader Snoke, I'm probably going to have Kylo Ren sitting in that seat. And just for a height comparison, this is Supreme Leader Snoke next to K2S. So they are literally about the same height. I think Supreme Leader Snoke is about around the same height as the Wookiees too. And in fact, it's funny I say that because I guess I might as well go into the next figure that I have, which is, correct me if I'm saying this wrong, Zalbar, I believe his name is. Now for the most part, this Zalbar Wookiee action figure does seem like a pretty plain looking Wookiee. Obviously there is some reuse from the Chewbacca in terms of the body. The head is a little bit different though, I noticed. Now this character is from Knights of the Republic, which I actually did not play growing up, so you guys let me know, for those of you that have actually played it, if this Zalbar is accurate or not. The primary reason I got him is because he's holding this giant honking sword, which is kind of cool to me. I've never seen a Wookiee with a giant sword before. Now he also comes with a crossbow, and in fact, let me go get that before I keep talking about it. And just a quick size comparison here with Zalbar next to his fellow Wookiee Chewbacca. They are roughly around the same size. I think maybe Zalbar might be a little bit taller, or maybe not, because I did have Chewie's legs bent a little bit. Yeah, they're roughly around the same height, which makes sense because they are both Wookiees. So really cool addition to my collection. It's nice to have, kind of a more different looking Wookiee. And I really hope that we end up getting some more Wookiees in the future. But let's go ahead and move on to my last updated action figure for the day, which actually I probably shouldn't have ended on this one, because this one is my least favorite in my opinion. Alright guys, last but not least, I have the Praetorian Guard. Now, I've actually been wanting to get the Praetorian Guard for a while now. I think they've only really made 2. There was one that they made whenever Last Jedi came out, and then there was one in like a special 4-pack, I think called Guards of Evil. He's a little bit harder to get, but I do like the overall aesthetic of the Praetorian Guard. I think that they were one of the more unique, cool looking things in the sequel trilogy, in my opinion. But the toy itself, it has some kind of cool, unique things about it, but then it also has some things that make it, well, I gotta explain why. Now, I like the individual little shoulder pads, and what I mean by individual is these can actually pop off. They're actually a separate piece from the rest of the figure. So if for whatever reason you want to pop that off or kind of move it out of the way a little bit, you can do that. So I think that's kind of cool. Well, now, that's about where the actual functionality that's cool ends, because his arms, guys, and I don't know if Hasbro just had a difficult time trying to make it look accurate and posable, but this thing has like no actual joint in the arm. Now, yes, it has a hinge up here, which don't move around too much because then the pole will fall off. It has a like up and down hinge right here, but other than that, there's no like double joint or single joint in the actual arm for it to move, and that makes it very hard to put it in cool poses with it's holding, when he's holding his weapon. Now, he does have a man, guys, I really need to remember the names of these joints. I think he has a swivel in the upper torso, which that's nice, and he has double jointed legs, which most Star action figures do have. That can get a pretty good ways, even though it is a little hindered by these plastic flaps, which just fold right back down. But the lack of arm articulation is a real bummer. If it actually had some good arm articulation, this might have ended up being one of my favorite new additions to my collection. But because this is about the coolest, pose I can get him in, he is unfortunately
gutter trash.
Now, he does look cool, so he'll look pretty cool just sitting next to, Supreme Leader Snoke. But I'm most likely not going to get the other one, because I'm most likely going to have the same deal with the, same trash arm articulation. Now, if I'm wrong about that other Praetorian Guard, let me know, because if I am, then I will gladly get that Praetorian Guard. Alright guys, that is all my new extra figures, my latest ones that I gotten for my collection. Out of all these 5, I think my favorite ones might be the Erso, because of the new face sculpt, and probably Zalbar, because he's a more newer, unique looking Wookiee compared to what we usually get, which is Chewbacca. But enough of that, I'm going to go ahead and transfer these guys to the shelves so we can have a look at them. Now, here I got Zalbar kind of hanging up here with the miscellaneous action figures. As you can see, I got a couple of clone troopers in the back there. I'm preparing their shelf, which is just going to be like a clone trooper shelf all for them. But for now, I'm just going to have Zalbar hang up here with my Bandai Model Kits Kylo Ren and a couple of my other Legends figures. And I decided to go ahead and put Hondo on the prequel shelf, since I don't have that many prequel action figures compared to all my other action figures, and he's probably gonna stay here for the time being. Next, I put Erso on my original trilogy / Rebel shelf, I still need to get another display stand. Right now I have a like 3-tier display stand, as you can see in the middle. I'm gonna get another one so I can even it all out, make all the figures seem a little bit more elevated. But for now, they're good right where they are. I have a base coming too, and I'm probably gonna end up getting that new Cassian Andor, so I'll almost have the entire team. And last but not least, my Supreme Leader Snoke, next to my Praetorian Guard, and my more fuller looking sequel trilogy shelf. I remember the sequel trilogy shelf was actually one of my smallest displays. Now the Mandalorian is one of my smallest displays, which that's going to be ending pretty soon. Because once I get my Book of Boba Fett figures, I'm probably going to add those onto this shelf. But enough about that shelf. I'm really liking how this one's turning out. I'm actually almost done when it comes to my sequel trilogy shelf. I still want to get a couple of those resistant soldiers. Probably going to get maybe 2 or 3 of those. I still want to get a Luke Skywalker from The Last Jedi. Still want to get an Old Man Han, and probably get Leia from Force Awakens. And then I'll pretty much be done. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for today's update display. I'm really looking forward to showing you guys some more displays from on the Marvel side, but I'll be doing a video about that in the near future. At least I'm planning on it. Well, that's gonna do it for me, guys. Comment down below which of the action figures that I showed today are your favorite, and be sure to follow me on my Instagram, as you'll stay updated whenever I have plans to upload a video, as well as see exclusive photos that you will not see in my videos. Alright guys, until then, be sure to like, subscribe, and go to my channel to check out other videos. Catch you later.